Huge salaries, flash homes and full-time maids.
We do lead a very indulged lifestyle.
Welcome to the life of an expat in Singapore.
We get paid 2 or 3 times more than we'd earn back in Australia. We pay half to a third of the tax.
A fascinating doco about the way people cope.
No, I'm not happy.
With this seemingly glamorous lifestyle.
I can't stand anything about the place.
There are times I question why I'm here.
Expats, The Alien Connection, next Thursday, 9:30.
Coming up on Lateline, One.Tel's founders took more than $14 million in bonuses, but left not a cent for their 1,400 workers. Indonesia's lawmakers set a date for an impeachment vote on President Wahid, and the federal government wants welfare lobby groups to give them 24 hours notice of criticism. Stay with us for Lateline.
For something that was missing, I turned and you were there. Was it always your intention, or was it meant to be? Was it divine intervention that led your heart to me? My one and only, never let you go. My angel, we've seen the last of lonely. Baby, I know you're my angel. I swear until this day, I never felt this way. I never thought I'd come. Oh, baby, you mean the world to me, and I will always be right by your side for good. Just like the waves of the ocean on a clear blue sea, I feel the sweetest emotion, oh, washing over me. My angel, my one and only, never let you go. My angel, we've seen the last of lonely. Baby, I know you're my Was it always your intention, or was it meant to be? Was it divine intervention that led your heart to me? My angel, my one and only, never let you go. My angel, we've seen the last of lonely. Baby, I know. My angel, my one and only, never let you go. My angel, we've seen the last of lonely. Baby, I know you're my angel.
Some days will drive you barking mad.
He's very clever, rather highly strung.
Yes, he should be.
Relax with a dose of classic comedy. Fawlty Towers, Friday at 8.
It's not just sport.
It was just poetry in motion and still couldn't break the line. I was just in heaven.
It's almost sublime.
That is over the top.
I did say almost.
Be prepared to be offended now.
Well, one thing it does confirm is that the naked footballer is an ugly creature.
The Fat, Monday at 10.
Tonight, the fate of 1,400 One.Tel workers hangs in the balance as the administrator examines the wreckage of the collapsing telco. Good evening and welcome to Lateline. I'm Tony Jones. As the world waits to hear whether Timothy McVeigh will continue to avoid being put to death, it's a little-known fact that Japan also has the death penalty. But unlike the United States and Australia, Japan's justice system works without juries, and judges find more than 99% of people guilty. That story from Tokyo later. But first, tonight's other headlines. Former HIH Director Rodney Adler says sorry for the collapse as his family assets are frozen by the courts. Indonesia's lawmakers finally set a date for an impeachment vote on President Wahid. And a troubled life, Dawn Fraser reveals some of her most painful secrets. Late last year, former One.Tel chiefs Brad Keeling and Jody Rich paid themselves bonuses of around $7 million each, a total of more than $14 million. Today, it's believed that the company's 1,400 workers are owed exactly that much in entitlements. Now the unions have been told there's no cash left in One.Tel to pay the workers that money. And the staff in Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne and Perth have been guaranteed only one more pay packet. That's because the administrators are still attempting to establish if One.Tel can continue trading. Philip Lasker reports.
One.Tel's 1,400 workers had their worst fears confirmed today. The administrator told union representatives the company had no cash and its workers were out of luck.
Their wages are being paid at the moment and will be until next week, but there has been no money put aside for their entitlements.
Former directors Brad Keeling and Jody Rich, who's cashing up, took $7 million each out of the company last year. The unions want them to pay.
These two men took $14.5 million out between them. That would be $10,000 a head for staff, and these are workers paid $28,000 a year.
Politicians brawled over One.Tel's demise, offering little more than sympathy for the victims.
What we have to do is to make certain that the vulnerable are protected, but also to accept that if people make investments in a market environment, well, they have to stand or fall on their own individual judgment.
The top end of town goes out with vast rewards for success or failure in this country. Tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the 1,400 One.Tel workers.
Mr Beasley pledged to establish a scheme protecting workers' entitlements. One.Tel's predicament also triggered attacks elsewhere. Incompetence wasn't seen as the only reason for One.Tel's demise. Some claim Telstra played an indirect role, its market dominance helping drive One.Tel to the wall. Competitor Primus Telecom called for ACCC protection, accusing Telstra of exploiting its phone line monopoly.
Costs to other carriers of many of these monopoly services, that's the wholesale price they pay, is sometimes significantly higher than the retail market price.
But Telstra representatives claim the One.Tel damage was self-inflicted.
That One.Tel killed One.Tel, no one else did.
Meanwhile, Optus moved to take advantage of One.Tel's plight, offering services to the stricken company's customers. Philip Lasker, Lateline.
And joining me now is Stephen Jones, spokesperson for the communications union that's representing the One.Tel workers. Stephen Jones, that move by Optus virtually seals the fate of One.Tel, doesn't it?
Well, the workers are angry and they've got a right to be angry. Over the last week they've been lied to by management, ignored by government, and it now appears with this latest move by Optus, they're going to be caught in a battle between the corporate titans.
All right. Can you give us a profile of the 1,400 workers who stand to lose their jobs if this company does collapse, as many people expect it will?
They work in call centres and in offices in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and Perth. They earn on average $28,000 a year, in stark contrast to the multi-million-dollar salary packages of the former CEOs Keeling and Rich. They do customer service work, information technology work and technical work. They look after the customers' needs who have phone services with One.Tel.
Are they covered by any sort of an award?
Unfortunately, no. For the last 12 months, the